Okay, we're going to show you how to release a drain stopper in a bathroom sink. This is a pop-up assembly, which means it operates with a lever behind the faucet. You lift up the lever, push down the lever, and it activates that. But this is locked in place. So, going under the sink, when you pull up that lever, you can see this rod here, and it pulls up or pushes down and operates this lever that goes up and down and up and down. So I'm going to try to do this with one hand. To release it, you can turn this nut. And notice I'm turning it as I'm facing it would be clockwise, which is this way, which is going to unscrew it away from you. Now, it may be a little tight, it may be metal instead of plastic. You may have to get a pair of pliers on it just to get it loosened. Once you've loosened it, the nut will fall away. And then you can pull that rod out. You'll see that there's a white plastic ball on the metal rod. That's the pivot. That ball sits into a corresponding socket inside the drain assembly. It's this end of the, see my finger moving here, it's this end of the rod that goes in and activates the stopper, but it also locks the stopper into position. So if we come back up on the top, now we can see that the stopper is down, so if you can't get a fingernail or something under, you may have to go ahead and just reach under, reassemble that rod into the stopper until that pops up. And then you can get a hand on it, and of course it's locked into place, but I just kind of jiggled it. So you can see there's, at the bottom, there's a hole that rod goes into. Now I'm going to turn sideways. That hole is on the back side. See how it's kind of offset? So some people will reassemble the rod underneath without the stopper in place and then just put the stopper in, turn sideways, and it'll operate, but it doesn't lock the stopper in. But more common is you have it this way so that the rod goes through the hole. So it can be done either way. So once you've pulled that out, set it aside, reach back in underneath and reassemble that rod and screw the nut back into place. If you don't do this and you run water, you're going to have water come gushing out the back there because that plastic ball is kind of the seal. So we put that back in, tighten it up, just snug, doesn't have to be real tight. So now you can still reach up above and operate the lever. It's just there's no stopper. And if we look into the sink straight down, the light's not really good here, but you can see, you can barely see the end of that rod in there, and you can kind of see it move up and down as I operate the mechanism. Now that you've done that, the drain opening is accessible, and if it's clogged up with hair, you can get one of those things from Home Depot that's like a long plastic flexible rod, I guess you'd call it, that has a bunch of barbed teeth on it. And you can stick it in there and snag the hair and pull it out and clean it up. And then once you're done, you can, like I said, since it's already assembled, I can just take the drain and put it in, and notice I've got the little tab with the hole in it turned sideways. It doesn't matter right or left. And I can just drop it in there, and it rests on that rod. And then you can operate the stopper, but you can still pull this out. Or you can turn the tab to the back so the hole is facing the back, set it in there, and then you have to reach down, and I'm not going to do it right now on camera, but you can disassemble, pull that actuating rod out until this drops down, and then put it back in so that the end of the rod goes into the hole. And that is how you disassemble the stopper on a lavatory sink.